All right. Yo, what up? What up? Let's see. Let's make sure we're live. Hope everybody's doing good. All right, cool. Looks like we're good right now. So check it out. We are going to be previewing this magazine right here that I have right in front of me. It's Monday. Hope everybody had a good day. Let me also open up the chat box over here on my end. Boom. There it is. There we go. Francisco, what's up, man? 209. What up? Pink Maverick, what's up, bro? Thank you for tuning in. I just started it right now. How to send out the scale writer's signal out there. Yo, Ryan, Sino Bills, what's up, man? Yeah. Armando Flores, what's up? Thank you for joining. I'm up to get started soon. It's a Monday. We're kicking off the week. We are going to be starting things off today or tonight with this magazine. Juana Mesqua, what up? I'm just going to wait a little bit right now for you guys to jump right in. And hey, let me show you real quick though. Kind of figured something out a little bit ago. I was talking to my friend and look at my screen, watch. Bam, look at that. What? We can now play videos and stuff. Look at this. We want to look at websites on here on screen. What the heck? Damn, we could look at stuff. Where? What do you want to see? Let's look at what are these? Gem tones. Look at that right there. Cool. We could look at some videos. So we'll talk about this later. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys real quick that right there. But anyway, let's get back to the magazine right here. Yeah, get the popcorn. All right. So I'm excited because, I was talking to my friend and I was telling him like, all right, so I'm having fun Mondays doing the magazine. Slowly Models, what's up, man? Freddie Soto, what's up? And like, it's cool. I love it. It gets me excited to start off the week, because Tuesday I got my guest that is on the podcast. And the more I'm doing the podcast, I'm trying to make that one a little bit more formal, maybe have like a few topics with my guest. And then once we reach those topics and the questions, then after that, it's going to be pretty much a lot of just kind of freestyle, after that. And so now that leaves me with like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so I really been thinking about what other kind of things to keep it interesting. Obviously I've been talking about like working on the models and stuff like that, but there are times where I might not be in the mood, and if I am in the mood, I'm not in the mood to like record. So real quick, I'm going to show you the other bench right there. So right here, you'll see the Barracuda chilling right there. Primered all the parts earlier today while I was working from home. I had some opportunity. It was nice and sunny out here. It wasn't windy. So I went ahead and primered parts that needed to be primered. And then next to that in the middle, you'll see the little stand right there, the little easel with the glass and the little sheet right there, a practice sheet for pinstriping. So, if I'm not going to go live and I'm going to work on stuff, that's kind of the area where I'm going to be at because there's no cameras like there. The one I have pointing at it, it's zoomed in there, but it's still kind of far, So I kind of been thinking about like, all right, well, what else, can I do in case if like, I'm not in that mood of working on something or I have to wait on something, So then that's where I was thinking like, yo, you know what? I think I'm going to have to do, like some reaction videos to my old stuff right there, some old videos just to see kind of I know there's going to be something funny like that I did in the past, that now it doesn't make sense. But at the time I'm gonna be like, dang, I might have to rename that video or delete it. I don't know. But that's just something I want to show right there. And who knows, maybe I might see something else from somebody else's videos, an interview or something and just maybe comment a little bit on it or something. I don't know. Just to show you guys what else is out there. But yeah, so we'll go from there. Oh yeah, you see the Corvair right there on top of Armando? Yup, it's right there. It's just chilling. It's waiting up there. Dang, it's like, when are you going to work on me? Soon. It'll happen soon. All right. So we got the Lowrider and Scale magazine right here. This is May of 2012. This is like the third issue that they had released. On the cover here we have Darren Ottman 64 Impala, and then there's also another article here, last ride, group effort, great results. And then in this one they feature Tingo's King of Interiors. He was on the podcast not too long ago, so if you guys want to check out that interview, it's still up on our YouTube channel and also on our Podomatic page and anywhere else where you get your podcast. And then here we have upgrade your 67 Impala to a 68. All right, so we're gonna start flipping through this. This I got it from MagCloud. The link will be in the description for this magazine. I believe if you click it, you might be able to view, or hopefully it takes you to all the other magazines, because you could still get these there. So let's check it out. So here we have Editor's Corner, the hype. This is the gentleman right here that was making this magazine back in 2012. And then there we see the two issues that we've already gone over, that we previewed and showcased here. Issue 1 and issue 2 right there. The last one we did, it had Gary Seed's car right there. And then we got Jeffries right there back with the ad. I always trip out when I see these ads right here from Jeffries back in the day, doing it up. All right, let's see. OmniWorks, what's up, man? Getting here just in time. We're getting started. All right, so this first model that they feature here is called the Big Orange 69 Ford Galaxy, built by Brian Neiswanger. Yeah, interesting last name. Neiswanger, cool. Not trying to clown, bro, but I hope you guys get it. But anyway, it's pretty clean, man. You can see the clear coat right there, laying right on top. That's pretty nice. Nice choice of wheels as well. A detailed engine right there. That's pretty clean. I really like this picture right here. Right there, how it's laid out in that stance. And man, he even got the foil running all around right there around the trim. That's pretty clean right there. I'm just wondering if he clear coated over that, the bare metal foil or not. And then right below it, we have another model right here. This one's called Coast to Coast. It's pretty nice right here. Looks like a 64 Impala. Got patterns up on the trunk and the hood right there. See right here, it looks more of a, like not a hot pink, but the pink is a bit brighter, turned up right there. But then once you start getting to these other colors, it gets really light. So it makes me wonder if this is the real color right there. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. But I don't know. It's nice though. It's pretty clean. Right here. I see I wonder if this car's from Dynasty. Because I see right here in the back, there's a little Dynasty little poster right there. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Let me trying to see if this is from the same builder or not. It might be. Let's see. Coast to Coast 64 Impala. Yeah, it doesn't say. It might be. This might be the same artist that made this car. It's very clean for a lowrider right there. All right, let's get to the next one right here. Models by Ronnie right here. Oh, this is dope. See, this color looks like an original, like factory color. Right there. I just wish the hood wasn't so exaggerated, like pulled up like that. It almost reminds me of like some of the JDM cars when they have the hood all up like that. But I get it. They're trying to showcase more the engine, but also what's underneath the hood right there. Looks like they fill that in with bare metal foil all around. The rear trunk setup looks pretty nice too. It looks wired right there. You see the batteries detailed right there with the paint. I'm loving the paint color and the rag top as well. Well, what is it? The boot. That looks pretty nice. Yeah, it's a really nice color for an interior. Right there, matching. Even with the wheels too, they went ahead and threw some color in there as well. That's nice. But yeah, the body and interior looks really good together, right there. Then right over here we have another 64 Impala. By looking at them, these look like the AMT 64 Impalas. But let me see. Let me see. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. No, wait. I'm trying to think. Revell. Might be the Revell one. What do you guys think? Because I know the Revell one has the trunk opened. This one might be the Revell one, actually. Red with the gold. Looks like a tan top. Yeah, this is definitely the Revell one. Just looking at the engine right there. Yeah, that looks nice right there. See, on this one, I like how he just like took the hood off right there. And then the one below it, here we have a 69 Galaxy right here in all white. It's a trip because it almost, this white looks really close to the color of the styrene color. But then again, you know, once you start staring right into it, you start to see the trimmings, bare metal foil. And then they hit you with that little, you know, some pink at the bottom right there. That's nice. Clean white interior. Oh man, look at the engine right there. They just fill that in like a custom and then bam, you get the block right there. That's interesting. Let's see. How's everybody's day so far? I had a busy day. I was like, man, I got to do a bunch of stuff before we go live. And then finally I was like, oh man, it's starting to get late. You know, I better jump on. It's starting to get late. All right, we got the next page right here. IPMS model show in Buffalo. Over here in this section. Let's see, Buffalo. Some more Dynasty right here. Gerald Tierney of Dynasty MCC brought a stable of lowrider builds to put on the table. MCBA members Derek, Burrow, Jerome, Andrews, Greg Taylor, and Days Cash were in the building as well. All right, let's go ahead and look at the models right here. Right at the top, we got the lowriders. Let's see. Let's pull those up. Right there. Yeah, this one at the top, right corner looks more of a Radical. Right there with the doors open. We got Mustang, Ferrari, some bikes. Then you got the convertible 57 Bel Air right there. That looks nice. Nice interior. We got a Merc right there at the bottom. Little diorama piece right there. Let's see. Let's see what you guys were up to. Juan Mesco says, just finished painting the Cartoon 64. And Armando Flores, I was just matching some aluminum pieces for Boogie Nights. Oh, nice. Hey, Juan, are those the 64 Impalas, the tune car, are those pretty hard to come by? Like, can you still find those out in the wild, or is that something you would probably recommend, like eBay, or maybe going to one of the diecast shows, the local ones, to find one of those? Dang. How many more parts do you have to machine, Armando, for the Boogie Nights? All right, so let's move on to the next. We have Jeffries right here, jeffries.com. You guys might want to still check the site right there. It's got some stuff. Let's see. So this is right here. It says Jeffries.com part 1. And, back in the day before I met Jeffries, I remember, I wasn't really following too much of what was happening with model cars. I had stepped away. I was getting into other stuff. But what would come across once in a while, like on YouTube or just, browsing, Jeffries would pop up somehow. Somehow I would find like I'd be on YouTube, 2010, 2011, looking at other stuff, music, a lot of music stuff. And then all of a sudden, like, a video would pop up of an individual working on like RCs and just doing stuff. And I would always be like, oh, Jeffries, okay. So I would watch these videos from time to time, but I really didn't know, who he was or anything at that time. And then as we fast forward, I started to notice like, oh, okay, hey, that's that guy. Okay, all right. And then I started, going on his website and looking up stuff. But I remember this car right here, you would see it on the site all the time, You go on there on the site, check it out. And yeah, I remember the bright colors. And then these were some of the parts right here that Jeffries was selling at that time. Let's see here. It says, let's read a little bit from the article. So it says, if you have no idea who this is, you might want to use "I am new to the world of lowrider modeling" as your excuse. We are, of course, speaking of Jeffries, Jerome DeVries, known as Jeffries. When you think of fully working and drivable 125th scale lowrider model, this is the first name that comes to mind. Dang, that's a trip. But yeah, this is Real Deal 64 right there. In case if you guys that are watching this, hopefully you could pause it and read this article right here. But if not, you can always buy the magazine as well, right? You can order it. Let's see, scale lows right here. See, I'm trying to find something here. I'm trying to see if it says the gentleman that painted this car, because I wonder. I know I've mentioned this in other episodes. There is like a page, like an ad that would pop up in some of the older magazines where it was like a rest in peace of a guy who they show painting in the photograph. And I was trying to put two and two together, and I almost have a feeling he might be the artist who painted this car. I think. I'm still going to keep researching. But I remember asking Jeffries a long time ago about that, and he said, yeah. He said, obviously he did know the guy. But I got to check. But hopefully this leads me somewhere. Right there it says scale lows. I need to look that up. I need to do some research on that. I need to do research on Real Deal 64. And then I got to reach out to Jeffries too and find out more of the backstory behind this car right here. I have talked to Jeffries regarding bringing him back on the podcast. So expect a future episode for sure with Jeffries. He says he's down. We just got to figure out the day. It might not be on a Tuesday. It might be like a Friday night. Obviously he's in Europe, in Netherlands, so we got to figure that one out right there. So this way we can lock that episode down. So let's turn the page now. Let's get to the new. Oh wait, I think that's it. So is this whole section on him. I believe the next issue is gonna have part 2, but it's still pretty cool. That's the Monte Carlo LS right there. But you guys already know. Right now he's busy doing a lot of stuff with the 110 scale RC stuff, a lot of Jeffries branded items. So check out his website, jeffries.com. All right, so moving on, we have, it looks like a 66 Impala right here by Eric. Let me see, Mahug, I want to say the last name. It says, this was my first attempt at paint job this complex. Dang. came out nice, man. If this is the first one. All right, let me check in with you guys. Oh, who do we got here? Who do we got? We got some new people right here. Jerome Andrews, what's up? Just in time to see my Raposo Honda from the Buffalo show. Oh, damn, let's go back, bro. Nice. Good thing you're telling me about this. Here it is. Right here. Boom. Right there. Hell yeah, dude. We got to highlight you right here. Look at that. That's awesome, man. Hey, thank you for joining too, bro. Jerome Andrews. That's awesome, man. Dang, that's crazy. What a trip. Good thing I see your names right here too. Here, let me point it out. Right here. Boom. Jerome Andrews. What? And in the chat. That's what's up, man. Crazy. 2025 right here. All right. So let's see. Armando Flores says, I'm done with all my machining. Now just finishing the interior. Slowly models that interior on Buggy Nights 2. Oh, yeah. All right. So let's look at this one right here. This is from Eric. I'm digging the paint job. You know, right here he says this is the first one. It was something that was complex. 66 Impala. And man, let me see how close I can get for you guys right here. So we'll look at this shot right here. This is nice. I mean, I'm looking at the, it looks like some pinstriping was involved in there as well. Because I know for sure, I don't think those are waterslide decals. Especially the colors. The colors match. They go with the theme of the car, you know? Blends in really well. That's pretty nice. And then that car that photo right there under some indoor lighting. You could tell it's at a show right there with that little card filled out. That's pretty cool. Dang. All right, let's see what he says right here. Or let's see. Trying to find some stuff for you guys. Information. Wonder what kind of paint. All right, so it says here the paint is Duplicolor silver base with various shades of nail polish. Oh, nice. He used gel pens for all the striping. Hey, good idea. Maybe I should get some gel pens because remember I was telling you guys last time I got the pinstripe stuff, but damn, this could be another option because it looks really nice. Let's see. He then cleared it and polished it with Novus 1 and 2. Damn, the classic stuff right there. The interior is painted to match with the use of nail polish as well. And to give more realistic look, satin clear was used in the interior. Pegasus wheels, tires, black wash grill, and ooh, let's add this too. Dynasty plates completes the build. Man, what a trip. Yeah, you know, the reason why I bring that up is because, you know, that's another model car club that's been out for many years. And, you know, as I'm flipping through a lot of these books, I am seeing a lot of love, a lot of Dynasty features. And right now, the only gentleman that I know that's out in Japan, he's from Dynasty, and he still represents. Like, he kills it. He's some dope models out there. And he's the only one that I know of right now. I know, you know, like on the cover, we mentioned Darren Ottman. I haven't met him in person. We've chatted in the past through Facebook, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, he's still doing his thing. I don't know if he's model building, but I know he's still out there. Shout outs to him as well. Let's see. So in case if he sees this, I don't know, he might see this, but we are going to see his car pretty soon. All right. So, but yeah, this is a dope 66. I'm digging this right here. Next one here we have featuring Al Martinez. Let's see. We are delighted to see these great builds by Al Martinez. He has been building for a while now, and the quality shows. When we first saw some of his work, he said he only had a few of the builds left. Ooh, all right, let's check it out. So let's start off with this one right here in the top corner. This looks clean, dude. Right there. That two-tone gray looks nice. I wonder if this gray in the back is more like that, like an aircraft type of gray, like something that's used on the jets, you know. I mean, I don't know if that's the proper way of saying it, but it looks like it might be some aircraft paint. I really like that color though. And then right here we got this pickup truck right here. This is a really nice brown as well. See, that might also be like an aircraft color. I'm thinking Tamiya right now. I'll have to look around right here in the article in a bit just to see what's up. Oh, what? You guys are going to be in for a treat right here. So then over here we have a 1966 Impala. Look at this thing. It's clean. You got the open hood, the doors, the trunk. It's just like an overall very clean build right there. Look at that. That looks really nice. And then you even can see the little antennas right there. That looks dope. It looks like a very realistic car. And he also added the skirts. Very rare that you'll see a 66 with skirts. Oh, hang on, guys. Let me check something real quick. I think I got a text. Might be in my car. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, all right. So this is dope, man. I'm really digging this. Al Martinez, my hat's off to you, man. I'm not sure if you're still out there building or if you still have these builds, man, but these are some beautiful builds. Then right over here, we start to see some more of his work. It looks like a 62 convertible Impala. Then we have another pickup right here. And then we have, it looks like a 59 with cruiser skirts. El Camino. Could be a Monte Carlo. It's kind of hard to tell way back there. But yeah, it's pretty nice. And then check this one out. So this one we're featuring right here. Here's another picture. But look at the bottom. It says Armando Flores Photography. What? Do you remember this, Armando? Right here? Dang, I wonder what show this is. I mean, trying to look at the background right here. I see the lighting. And I don't know if this is like a SoCal show or Northern California show. But that's interesting. Dang. Armando contributing to the magazine back in the day right there. 2012. Look at that. Oh, he remembers. That's cool. That's cool. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's mentioned on the it just says the 66 Impala is a show car for sure. I went a lot on this one. It was an excellent paint job. The doors have been cut out, hinged, and jammed. The trunk received the same treatment. Chassis full of chrome goodies. Engine very nicely done with various aluminum and chrome accessories. Man, that's cool right there. Yeah, this is some awesome work from Al. Al got down for sure. All right, let's flip through the next page right here. Here we have upgrading that 67 to a 68 by Don, aka Show Rod Freak. Aria. Let me see. So I see that it looks like he has the bumpers right here for a 68. And there you see it right there. But man, that's hard to get. It looks like he got it from a promo. If you look at the license plate right there. So yeah, I mean, this would work for sure if you have those parts from a 68. And man, I don't have those parts, but this is cool. As it is a good reference, because if I did have them and I did want to convert a model into that, then you could by following these steps. Here we have this part right here where it says remove lip, which is that little black highlighted piece right there. Let's see here. Oh, so you get the nice clean fitment right there. And then the hood. So the hood, it looks like you need to cut it says new bezel, cut hood. Next, grab the hood and mark about 1/4 from the front and end and cut. Take your time with the cut because you'll need both pieces. Oh, nice. All right, all right. See, glue the new bezel in the front and sand and keep measuring with the hood on length. Dang, look at that. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So here we start to see the hood right there being placed, the front grill, and then right here it says add the small pieces. And then there's the two pieces that are right there on that part. And then here you get the sealed product right there. And then here's the body, the length of it right there. That is nice. Man, that's a conversion right there. This is a cool little article. The thing about these, sometimes it looks like they're hard to do, you know. Definitely you must already have the experience of doing this a few times and then or more, you know. And then from there you're going to start to document each part, and that's kind of what it is. It's like you're going to take various photos, and then you got to pick the best photos that are going to showcase this, and then you have to still create all the text underneath, you know. Put all those notes down right there. But this is cool. I mean, like I said, you know, if you guys don't have these parts, but in the future you get the parts and you want to do a conversion, then at least you have this as a reference in this magazine right here. That can help. So now we get to the premiere, the main section, the mid part of the magazine. This is the car from Darren that is in the cover of the magazine right here. And we're going to go ahead and highlight this. So this is every option, 64 Impala. As you see at the very top, you got it striking in a 3-wheel motion pose right there. Really nice. You start to see some of that pattern work. And over here on the side now, you have it all down on all fours right there. Some more of the artwork on the side with the paint job. And you have those the rabbit ears right there. Here's another angle. Lots of different patterns. Here's the engine. It's all wired up. That looks cool. And then the interior with the donut steering wheel right there. Everything looks nice and detailed in the interior as well. Let's see. So Darren Altman, also known as Delo Styles, has blown us completely away with this one. Usually the cover car is featured as 3 to 4 pictures, but we decided to show as many pictures as we could. Dang, that's cool. I wonder what club is Darren from? I don't want to say it right now. I don't want to get it wrong. Let's see. I think I know which one. I'm just trying to make sure because it's been a minute. But we'll get to that in a bit. Let's look at the trunk. Look at the trunk setup right here. Look at that. You got the batteries stacked up in there. It looks like even the hydraulic pump has the tank has pinstripe in it, like waterside decals, or maybe it was pinstripe. And then look at the engine. Now we get a really nice close-up of the engine right there. Yeah, they came out very nice, very detailed. And one thing I like about this photo is how it shows the hinging. Like, if the way the trunk opens in the hood, that looks very natural. Like, that's as far as it goes. You know, like it shouldn't go farther than that. It looks really clean. But even like on this one right here, let's go back to this one. If you look at the hinging, you don't see like a big old wire sticking out or anything. It almost looks like it's the original plastic hinges, but it probably isn't. Hey, is this lighting right here? I wonder if he put some lighting. Man, this looks risky though. Look at these bottom pics. He has it right in the water. Yeah, I'd be freaking out right there. I'd be like worried that a wave or something's gonna come, you know, right there. Dang. What a trip. But this is nice though. This is really, really nice. All right, let's go to the chat. See what's up with you guys real quick. So Jerome Andrews says, thanks for the spotlight. Starting to catch your lives after Monday Night Football. I was like trying to think, what is nice. All right, cool. That's dope, man. Thank you. Solimanos, hell yeah. Go experimenting. Gel pens were all the rage when I was in primary school. And then Solimanos also adds rail colors are legit too. Lots of low-key shades. And then Armando is remembering on the feature of that photograph. Then Bugs, what's up, man? What up? Kevin Smith, what's up, dude? But yeah, man, he put a lot of stuff in this. You see the lights right there. That's cool. But yeah, now we understand why they used a lot of photos on here. There's definitely a lot of stuff. You know what? I'm gonna take. I was at the store earlier and I was like, yo, I gotta get this one. I got the blood orange. All right. I trip out every time I go to this spot. They have all the different flavors, all the bottles, and I'm like, man, the more I look at these combinations, I just think of paint. I think of paint. I think of like candies and all this stuff. I don't know, but it's kombucha. I don't know if you guys tried it. It's pretty good stuff. Right here. All right. I see Kevin Smith. He says, Jerome Andrews, long time no see, buddy. All right on. Yeah. Dope. All right, guys. Let's see. Hey, Kevin, what's up with that show? It's going to be in, is that the same one that's coming up next month? That city in Akron? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know if that's the one that's coming up that's being promoted right now. Because I know I mentioned a show for next month in that city. Yeah, in Ohio. There you go. All right, so let's see. This next section here in the magazine, it says Team 1, Team 2, Model Car Warriors. And I kind of saw something at the end that we're going to get to later. But this was really interesting. I really found this very interesting. And then I'll talk about it later of what it is. But let's see. Because let's see, I'm trying to see. So Vance decided he wanted to give away back to the model car community, so he gave. So he was game with the idea of having model car warriors, and basically it will work like this: to provide 2 models and selected 2 teams of 4 builders each, so they have the task of building it any way they choose. One builder does a share of the build, packs it up, sends it to the next builder, where he does the same until the last builder receives it. Once the entire build is complete, it is sent to Vance for judging, where he will decide the winner. The vehicles will then be auctioned off, and the proceeds will go towards the next build off. Damn, that's cool. Each builder will have 3 weeks to complete their portion of the build. Whew, 3 weeks. That seems like a little bit of time, crunch time. With the painters getting a little more time for foiling, wet sanded, buffing, dry times. We will list the names and builders in each team for the next issue. We will continue cover this event. Lowrider and Scale magazine will be donated custom one-off t-shirts to the winner team, and Vance will be supplying plaques to the winners as well. The games have begun, and this should be rather interesting to see who builds the better 59 Impala. Damn, look at that. That's pretty dope. That is super cool right there. Here, let me pull this up. Let me get this Mac out of the way. It's getting annoying. Let's see right there. And you guys could pause this and read it later, but this is cool. Like, think about that right there. So this is like another way to keep things interesting, right? It's pretty much like 2 teams. Each team has 4 people. Depend. I don't know. You know, like the rules. Like I don't know if they're picking the people involved, or like you know you decide. I don't know. Let's just say for example, if you know I was gonna be in it or whatever, and I had to pick like who do I want on my team, right? You start to think like, dang, all right, like you got to pick whoever is good at what, right? Like if you got someone that's like a engine detail specialist, boom, you got one guy right there. You got another guy that's the painter, boom. Another guy who he does more like the his specialty could be like the stance or like 3D printing or like you know I don't know, just like or clear coating, polishing. There's all these like different specialties, right? But it's interesting. It's interesting, man. I don't know. That'd be kind of a trip, right there. But I just wanted to read that out to bring it up. I mean, this was back in 2012, and these guys came up with that idea then. You know, it's really interesting. I wonder if who knows? Maybe someone else will do a spinoff of something in the future. But I just wanted to point that out right there. Shout outs to those guys right there for that. And then over here, you know, you start to see the little magazines, the little plaques. This is an homage to the, it looks like the model Loader Bicycle magazine right there. And at the same time, I don't know. Let's see. It says stock sheets of custom order. So yeah, so if you wanted to order them direct, you could also get them, I guess, made. And then they also did custom decal sheets from Dig Derange. And then this is Detail Junkies. All right, here, as you can see. You can see the Junkies right there. Look at that, 2012. Detail Junkies still doing his thing back in the day. Then here we have more of the decal sheets and then just more like small little detail stuff that you could like cut out and put in your models, you know? Get that nice little detail on there. That'd be pretty dope. But yeah, this is cool though. The Model Car Warriors kind of thing. I mean, if you think about it, you get the model, you got 3 weeks. You got to put in your work, you know, crunch time, get it done, package it up, send it out to your friend. Boom, he does it and it keeps going along right there. That's pretty cool. Over here, we have Marcus Torrington. Next feature right here. Got a nice Cadillac right here. Let's see. Let's pull this one up. Boom. We got that right there. Then we got the trunk setup with lots of batteries right there. Man, this thing's about to take flight. That's dope. All the wiring. The engine. That's nice. Then we have this front lift off right there. That's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Let me so this one here we have 2 colors, 2-toned. Let's see, it says tracking this guy down was like trying to find a needle in the haystack. But once we found them, it was all good. We were able to chat with him about the Cadillac Fleetwood starting with resin 4-door body. And he has to turn that into one incredible caddy. Dang. 4-door resin. What a trip. Let's see. Yeah, that's some work right there. But yeah, this is rare already as it is. You never see a 4-door like this. Like it's a resin body. But yeah, this is I'm already switching pay. What the heck? Already jumping into the next one. But right here we have Marcus also has the correct Fleetwood trim on the detail under the hood. Very nice with the heater hoses fully wired and the brake lines coming off the master cylinder just adds to the realism of the entire build. One of the most overlooked details is under the hood, but Marcus didn't miss a beat on this one. It looks ready to run. He is currently working on a coupe, and we assure you, you will be featuring this ride on a later date. Dang. Hopefully we do see that one in a later date because I do have some of the future issues from this magazine. All right, let's move on to the next section. Here we have Tingo's King of Interiors. So Tingo's was on the podcast not too long ago. I can't remember if it was maybe like the beginning of this month of September or the end of August, but it was recent. And here we have the showcase of the interiors right here. Got down here a 64 Impala convertible right there. So there we have all the different interiors. Then right over here, we have more interiors right there with some builds. And as you guys know, Tingo's also has a scale model collection, you know, ranging from model cars, from Lowrider Bicycle magazine, also cars that were featured in like Lay It Low, like in the message boards, you know. So in that video, if you guys go back to that where we did the podcast, in the description you will see his Instagram page on there where he does showcase a lot of those cars. They're all photographed and stuff like that. But in that episode, you'll find more of his story right there. Let's see here. Let's read a little bit from here. Tingo's is the name he is known by, and he is without a doubt the king of interiors. And if you'd like to dispute this, by all means, put your build where your mouth is. We mean that in a build-off way. We have been checking out these interiors for a long time. Dang, that's cool. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, back in 2012, man, like right here, back with the builds. But more of his history is going to be on that podcast episode right there. Johnny Holmes, what's up, man? Thank you for joining us right here. See you in the chat. All right, so the next section, here we got SoCal NNL winners. What? This one's going to Anthony Rios. Does it again. Let's see what Anthony did right here. Look at that. That's nice. You got the two doors going up right there. Suicide hood. We got the trunk opening. Then we got those side pipes right there. Yeah, this is a really nice model. This bottom picture just looks more realistic. It almost looked like it was like pulling up to a garage right there. Here's another angle of this custom build, this custom car. And then here we have the, I'm trying to visualize, because in the paint job, it's a candy paint job. You also see some silver. It looks like pinstripe. I wonder if like the base was silver and then followed by adding like a tape out design of that to cover up the silver, and then candying the car and then pulling out the tape after, exposing the silver underneath to give it that effect, that look, almost like it's a pinstripe. I have not done that, but I'm assuming, what do you guys think? But this is awesome. This is dope. So let's read a little bit about this. We told you in the premiere issue that Anthony Rios goes into the NNL and comes out winner, and we mean that. But here he kicks it up a notch. Let's see. 49 Merc. He started the Revell 49 Mercury. Gold winged the doors. French the headlights. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering, guys, what this was called. Opening the doors like that, It's very, you don't really see it too much in model cars, people doing it. So, gold winged. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. But that's cool. I'm digging that right there. All right, so let's go down right here where it says about I want to get down to the paint stuff. The paint stuff right here. This is where I'm at. Let me see. All right, so we got, after all that prep work for paint, he used Duplicolor primer followed by House of Color black base, then House of Color flake, and covered it all in House of Color candy red. The clear used is diamond urethane, which flows out well enough to usually not require buffing. Anthony did a job on this, and this by far is beyond great. And the 2 trophies of best of show, best paint is a proof that you plan on competing in the NNL. We suggest you get your game up. Damn. Right there. Yeah, this is nice. I wonder if I've seen this car though in person. I can't remember. But man, this is back in 2012 right there. That's pretty cool. And then let's see right here. We have this 1965 Impala right here as well. Let's see. So this one is, we always had an eye out for the 65 Impala, built by Al Camacho. Shout outs to Al. Right on. He's another, well, both these guys have been on my podcast in some previous, like, past episodes. And Al's been on, and I also, you know, I've seen them at shows. I'm hoping they might be at the show in, I would say November. The show that's at the NHRA Museum, they tend to be there a lot. I know in previous years I've seen them there, so I'm hoping to see them there again. And I'm gonna have to probably bring this magazine and show them. But this is cool. So let's see what it says about Al. At first sight, you can't help but to take a closer look. There's nothing like wet paint on this one. Yeah, dude, because look at the reflection right there on that roof. It's really nice. Even the bottom looks cool. I'm digging that. Very candy. Look at that. It looks like very wet kind of candy look. Even the parts are chrome plated underneath it right there. Engine details on point. Yeah, this is a clean, very clean model. I mean, this one, man, it's nice. I mean, this is Wes Salazar's homie too. And I know whenever Wes comes out, they're always like chilling and stuff. So this is dope. This is super dope. Right here. Let's see. All right. Oh, gullwing doors. There you go. All right, cool. So let me flip to the next one right here. Damn, we're getting close to the end. These pages are getting thin. All right, here we go. Here we have another feature, MCBA muscle car build off. Chris 619 entry. Madaman's entry right there. Then over here we have Tonio 7 entry. Shout out to Tonio 7. Dang, you know what? We haven't done a podcast with Tonio 7. We need to bring him on in the future. He has not been on. He does some really dope paint jobs. Here we have Raiders Pride entry. Oh, man. So let's see what it says about the entries. Since more and more model groups, clubs, and websites are hosting build-offs, we decided we would start covering some over the MCBA website. There is a muscle car build-off going on, and there is some excellent work being done. For those who like to see builds in progress, a build-off is a great opportunity to great builds from start to finish. The names used, let's see, are they site names? Enjoy the pics. Yeah, I was a little confused right there, but yeah, we got the names or you read them off. Bam. Leon, what's up, man? What up? Ooh, check this out. Here, let me take a little break before we jumped into this one right here. Because I'm, sheesh, 60s, 70s styling right there. Look at that. All right. Dang. Blood orange is pretty dope. Okay. So right here it says Mark Kawano 65 Pontiac. Thanks to Gary Seeds, Lowrider and Skill Magazine is proud to add a new segment to our magazine, 6070 Styling, which will consist of cars that are built in the style of the 6070s and will include builds other than lowriders. We are starting this off with a very nice build by Mark Kawano. This 65 Pontiac is absolutely gorgeous. Man, this is dope. So it says he used Tester's one coat lacquer spray. He then sprayed it with pink, then a light fog of pearl white, followed by clearing it. Pontiac was then wet sanded to polish. Man, he got down. Look at that. You could just see the pearl right here. Right there. The wheels, the stance, how low it is, and that paint job just sets it off right there. Really nice. And even the photographs. Whoever took these photographs did a great job. The background isn't like a white background, you know, that we tend to do all the time. We always do a white background, right? This looks more like a silver kind of background right here, which is interesting. You know, it makes you kind of curious now. Like maybe next time I go to like Michael's or something, right? Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna start looking at their papers, right? If I want to set up something to shoot, like a little photo shoot kind of vibes with the lighting and everything, man, I'm kind of curious to go with the silver, because when it's sitting here, look at how the reflection or how this looks. It almost looks like it's on water, right? All right here, and then the back, that's really nice. Right here, you start to see a little indentation, but it's all good. It just these pictures look really nice right there. But yeah, this thing's just scraping right here. That's dope. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to Gary Seeds. I'm gonna have to take a photo of this and send it, text him, be like, hey, check it out. We're looking at your article right here that you recommended right here for the mag. All right. Then we got this here. We have this section here. It's called The Last Ride. Dang, look at this. A Cadillac hearse. What the heck? I didn't even know they did that. Even got the interior right there. I wonder if Tingles did the interior in this one. I'm trying to see. Last Ride by Vance. What a trip. Then we got down here a 95 F-150 right there. Boom. Oh man, as I'm rubbing the end, the bottom end right here, guys, I'm realizing that was it. That is the end right there, the end of the book. Now we have the advertisements, how we always kind of tend to showcase this right here. Trendsetter 68 right up here. Then we have take your models from ordinary to extraordinary. Crazy. Franklin Inc. established 2006. Man, that's a minute right there. Let me see here, guys. What's cracking? All right, cool. So, all right. So this is this segment for the magazine. This is pretty much done, right? But you know, it's still early. We're still kicking it. Here, let me check my phone. It's 10:13. It might be later for you guys, but I wanted to try this out. I think we could try it out here on this, continuing on. And then, you know, I think later I'm gonna probably come back and do this on maybe on Wednesdays or Thursdays. But let's do it up right now. So this magazine, guys, it's still available on MagCloud. All right. So go on MagCloud, peep it out if you guys are wanting to get this mag right here. So let me go ahead and try to set this up. Hang on real quick, guys. All right. I think all I had to do was press this button. Ooh. Here we go. All right. So I wanted to do a reaction video to one of my old videos. Let me go ahead and pull that up right quick right here. So this is it says here 7 years ago. Right here. Right there. 7 years ago. So right here it says break it down. I guess this was like a series I was trying to do, right? Break it down. House of Color Clear Mix UC35 Scale Model Car Part 1. So at this time, I was starting to use, House of Color, and I was using the clear. This isn't the show clear that I'm using now. This is UC35. I was using this before I even knew about the show clear. I was very unaware. Let me play it. I'm going to pause it obviously in some parts and then just jump around. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I will, I'm going to section this later somewhere in the YouTube. So let's play it. Let's see if I can hear it. Can you guys hear that? All right. Let me know before I move further on. Were you guys able to hear that right there? Cause man, let me see what's up with my playback. Cause when I was playing it back, I could hear it coming from my monitor, not from my, what do you call it? Let me see. Oh, wait. Never mind. It shouldn't even matter. You guys should only be hearing me. See, this is the first time I'm doing this. So, all right, let's go. Let's keep going. So right here, I'm just trying to explain, I guess, like the different stuff, right? That I use. Here, let me mute this on my end. And so that's the model right there. These are the products right here that you see, the reducer, the catalyst, and then we got the UC35 right there, right? So the UC35, it's a clear coat, but like you are going to get some gloss, but it's not going to be like a final finish, for your show piece, your show car right there. And, in this video, I was just, showing how to mix it. So here we have, I'm pouring down the clear, I'm using those little medicine cups right there. They're solvent proof. They work great. But then again, it does get messy from time to time. Next up, we got the reducer, pouring some of that in there. And then after that, it's the catalyst. It's a big can. I believe it's a quart. So I was using a pipette to get it out, and everything has to be very accurate. You got to get it in there. The accuracy. You can't just be like, all right, I'm going to just toss in whatever. I'm using the Tamiya jar right there, just trying to be like a little chemist, I guess. And then we're pouring in the catalyst. See, we're using another pipette right there for the catalyst. So I'm trying to follow the rules here. I'm trying to do everything by the book. I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. Like, this is cool, And then obviously we got the models in the back. We're using that Tamiya mixing stick right there. Get it all ready. I even went as far as, look at that right there. All crazy. Let's see that again. Trying to pour this down. Look, make a mess. I'm pouring it, and then, oh man, I did it all wrong. I needed to have like another Tamiya jar to pour that in, not pour it in that, that's why there's a mess. Look at that. There's clear all over it. Oh man. And then I'm like, all right, I got to cap this, And all right. So these, like to filter it, right? I used to always do that, dude, during this time. I don't know. I was being a little too much, like always trying to, you know, filter it. I just mixed everything. You know, it's not like particles and things are flying in there. I'm in a controlled environment, right? And I was still like, oh, let me put this, because I bought like 100 pack on eBay, and you know I gotta use them every time. So let me put it on there, and then just made a mess. I just like tossed a bunch of clear right there. All right, let's keep going. And then oh, I got my subject right here. It's not clear coated or anything. Got the airbrush, the HPCS. Hey, shout outs to my friend Randall. Randall was the one filming this, one of my buddies. See, I'm using these gloves, and I'm over here like, yeah, these gloves. Now I would not use those gloves. There's a lot of better gloves. Like Coast Airbrush sells a pack of gloves, like 100 pack for like $15. And those are for painting, you know, your models, cars, anything, right? They're like a bit more solvent proof. You could get lacquer, urethane land on them, and it's not going to burn through. This material here, I'm pretty sure if you drop lacquer thinner, it's going to rip right through. So, you know, I'm gloving up. I'm like, all right, guys, make sure you wear your gloves. Dang. All right, let's see. Got all the stickers right there at the bottom. Right here, it almost looks like I got little sponsors or what. Yeah, at this time, I was not selling anything online. You know, I was just doing this all on my own right here with the help of friends telling me what to buy, what to get. You know, here we're getting the airbrush all prepped. I don't know why I was spraying my hand. Let's see. Now we're pouring it in, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll right here. Here, let me see here. I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to show my friend. Let me fast forward. So I have the car in the booth, and then I'm spraying out here, not thinking that some of that's going to land on it. So right there, already a mistake right there. Here, let's go back. See, already making mistakes right here. Like the car shouldn't even be in there. Here we go. I always like starting from the bottom, working my way up, trying to get all those edges right there. More at the bottom, working it up. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys, when I watch this, what makes me laugh is, and kind of embarrassed too, is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing this like long sleeve button up shirt doing this. The reason why I'm wearing a button up shirt is because this was it was my sister's birthday party. So at this time I had all my paints, everything set up at my parents' house, right? So it's like my parents' house, and then my dad had built this like shed out of these panels that were from like a industrial like cooler, right? He had all these panels that he was gonna like at some point toss, but then he decided, no, let me keep them and let me just create this. So he created it, and it was storage. I basically took over the room, and I started to put all my paints. And at that time I could paint there no matter what time of it could be, whatever, 9, 10, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Nobody was going to smell it. Nobody was going to hear it. I wasn't bothering anybody. And I could paint whenever, and I could leave everything in there, right? It was a dream. It was all set up. So my sister's birthday party, I invite my friend over. We're chilling. All my family's there. Friends are there and everything. And, you know, I always wanted to film this, but I didn't have anybody to film. So I needed to break away from the party, and I told my friend, hey, I need to clear this car. Are you down to just film it? Just stand there and hold my phone. Just hold the phone like that and just film. And I'll do all the talking and just film, bro. You don't got to say anything. And then once we're done, I'll tell you. So he went ahead and, you know, he starts filming it, whatever. So I'm wearing that flannel shirt, You see, watch. Kevin Smith says flannel shirt is a nightmare for fuzzy in the paint. Yeah, bro. So I'm wearing that. I didn't even bother to take it off. You know, just be like in my regular just a regular t-shirt, or even throw on like a jumper. You know, like a windbreaker would have been perfect. I didn't do any of that. I just jumped in like that, and I started cleaning the car. And at the time when I made the video, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I made a video, you know, clear coating. Finally, I'm going to put it up. Like I thought, oh, that was cool. But looking at it now, I'm like, oh no, dude, like, that's huge mistake right there. So here we got just clear coating that thing. What happens is it's in the booth and the fan is on. So it's pulling in everything into the booth. So whatever lint, loose particles, maybe a hair, whatever it is that's on that flannel is going to be attracted to the clear and everything, because there's static. There's a lot of stuff going on in there now, and it's just going to fly in there, you know, especially when you're trying to achieve, you know, like, oh, I'm going to do a clean job on the clear and everything. Here, let's fast forward. So this is just part one. I'm just cleaning this car. Here we see the back, you know, with this car too. I was trying to like play around, experiment with it. Right. I have that like, it looks like a magenta, center line right there. And then I have the sides right there with the bottom. Also it's a magenta, like doing like a fade all around. This model here, I never ended up building it. I just took photographs of it. And when I was done with it, I actually gave it to my friend, the one that's filming, my friend Randall. He still has the model somewhere in his storage or in his garage, but he has it. One day he showed me, he said, hey, remember this model? When you were clearing, I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, check it out. I have it right here. There it is right there. Man, what the heck was I thinking? So yeah, that's part one right there. And then this is part two. So we'll save that one for later. Or should we just do it? Let's just do it. I'll just jump around. So that's the next one. Part two right here. Here we got this model right here. Clearing it as well. Kind of the same thing like the other one. It's the same night. I was like on a mission. Like, I'm going to clear both of these cars. And then in the background, you see all my other paints, candies, all the House of Color jars, lacquer thinners, all these things that I was just kind of hanging on to at that time, because I was experimenting, wanting to learn as much as I could about painting, right? This is obviously like before I got with my wife, before, you know, we had my daughter, before everything, right? Before life started. Crazy, right? This is me being all single and stuff. Oh, I'm gonna paint. Let's see. Here we go. What else we got going on? Dang, I missed the setup though. Hey, but some of this stuff though, I still have it. Like I still have that same booth. That's the one I'm using right now. I still have it. I kept that thing. I didn't throw it away. I kept it. Even that brush in the bottom corner right there, that little one right here I'm showing you with the mouse, I still have that brush. Watch. Where's this thing? Bam, it's right here. Here, let me pause it. I got to show you guys this. Where's it? Right here. This little thing. You notice that little blue thing right there? It's right there. I still have it. 7 years later, this thing still works. Crazy. All right. The only thing though, I don't have the paint, obviously. I mean, a lot of that paint, when I was like bouncing, I was moving and stuff. I gave it to Armando. I told Armando, hey man, you know, I'm moving in with my lady and I won't be able to paint where we're going to be living at. And the weather is hot, very hot. And I'm just worried that heat, keeping that stuff in the garage, I don't want to, you know, it to start something or whatever. So, you know, I'm happy you went to a good place because it was going to be used. Hey, what's going on? Oh, we went back to this one. I'm shooting, I guess, like another coat, a clear. All right. And then we go back to this one too. So the full videos, I mean, you're gonna be able to see these on the links or whatever right there if you want to see them, because I am talking in some of those parts right there, but I'm just kind of skipping through it right here. Boom, let's get to the end. And I think that's it. I just end it like that. And that's it. Crazy. But yeah, so that was that right there. I just wanted to test this out with you guys. I will find other videos of mine, some OG ones that I do want to go over to show you guys. And then also another idea I had was visit Coast Airbrush's website to kind of look at some of the stuff that they have, because sometimes, we have questions, we want to know what. And then here we have like the urethane. This is for pinstriping, all the pinstripe colors right here. There's just a lot of cool stuff, that we'll navigate through the website as well, and along with other websites too. Depending what we're doing, right there. But yeah, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna see what else we get into. But this is gonna be something else that we'll be doing like later in the week as well. Adding it together, because man, this is gonna be fun. Like I know this is gonna be like super fun stuff to play with and see what's up. So let's see, what is this capture? Let me oh, there we go. Turn that off. Boom, boom. All right, did we get it? All right, cool. All right, guys. So man, that was pretty quick. I think I kind of skimmed through that because I don't think I'm allowed to play the whole thing. Or maybe I am because it's my video, but still, I think there's guidelines and stuff to that. But yeah, this is an OG brush right here that I've had. The reason I use this brush, real quick side note, is let's say I got my airbrush and I already poured like a cup of lacquer thinner in here, and pull it back, blow out all that lacquer thinner. And let's say I still have a little bit of paint in there. I'll put some more lacquer thinner, and before I spray it out, I'll get the brush and I'll start to press down and just swirl it around in a circle. So this way it loosens up whatever is being stuck on the walls or, the interior, anywhere in there. Spray it out, do it again. Sometimes paint gets trapped in here too. So I could still use this brush to, And this is an old school Model Masters brush. What I like about it is this one here was made in the USA. So right here you see it says, let's see, or no, better yet like this. Right there, USA. Bam, testers, Model Master. And then these bristles are really good. I use it on lacquer thinners, urethane, everything. And it does not, these bristles have not been burnt, like meaning they haven't melt. I've used other ones where it's like it melts. I'm like, what the heck? But all the other brushes I have that came out later, Model Masters, they all have China. They say made in China or whatever. But I feel like this is one of the OG ones that they produced back then, So it's kind of cool. Kind of cool to have this one right here. I'm going to hold on to this one for as long as I can. I still have more. Maybe one day I'll bust out my other Model Master brushes just to show you guys right there. Let's see here. Kevin says, I have some brushes for, dang, how many years? 30 years? Wow. That's a long time, bro. That's pretty cool. Thank you. So coming and got the technique down for sure. Thanks, man. Yeah, so the clear that I was using, like I was saying, that's the UC35. That one's, it's still good. There's nothing bad about it. But from what I was reading, it was almost like the impression I got, and hopefully I'm right. I could be wrong. But it was like if you have a project, you would clear coat it with UC35, and then let's say finally you cover all your artwork and everything, and then now you want to do show clear, which is gonna be like the best shine, thickness, whatever, with the clear. So you would like scuffed your car. Hear that? Scuff the car and everything, and then from there, you would clear coat the car now with show clear. That's what I understood, because I was like, wait a minute, I could still shoot that clear on top of UC35. What? But that's how a lot of the House of Color products are made. They're made to intermix with each other, you know. So that's out there right there. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys. But hey guys, I'm gonna be taking off before I jam. I'm gonna do the roll call with all you guys that were chatting with me here and tuned in. Also, tomorrow I'll be on. We're scheduled for 10 p.m. to go on live and do the podcast. In case if things change and we go on a little earlier, it might be like 9 p.m. But other than that, it's for sure gonna be the 10 p.m. slot right here, and that's gonna be with Mercado, Jonathan Mercado, all the way from San Diego. So let's go ahead and do the roll call before I head out. So we had here the guests, the homies on the chat, Francisco Garcia, Paint Maverick, See No Evil Bills, Armando Flores, Juana Mesqua, Slowly Models, Freddie Soto, let's see, OmniWorks, Jerome Andrews, Bugs, Kevin Smith, and I believe that is it. Oh wait, Johnny Holmes, Model Car 1589. Cool. All right, guys. So yeah, that's everybody. Well, peace out, guys. Have a good night. I'm gonna, just kind of clean stuff up. Look over at the bench. Look at some of the stuff that I left over there before I head out and go inside. So cool. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Peace out. Have a good night and take care of yourselves.